reason he was labeled a white supremacist is because he believed in the superiority of white people, which is why he said that he would be concerned if he saw a black pilot, which is why he said that he questioned the brain processing of brilliant minds such as Joy Ann Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson. I'm tired of white supremacist beliefs being considered a difference of opinion. I'm really sick of that.
What? Excuse me? Did I just hear you say that Joy Reid was a brilliant mind? I know the Bundle of Joy is known for her brilliant weaves, but I have never, and I mean never, heard someone describe Joy Reid as brilliant. Imagine my surprise when I found out that Jemele Hill found a way to make the assassination of Charlie Kirk into a fairy tale of mythical racism. For starters, is it just me, or does it seem like Smelly Jamelle has been inspired by the artist formerly known as Weave? Jemele Hill seems to be inspired by the face of balding beauties. I mean, look at this beautiful hairstyle from a couple of years ago. Sure, it might be synthetic, but Jemele Hill, she's got a beautiful head of hair here. Now she seems to have a receding hairline. But all kidding aside, there's a reason I opened up with that clip of Jemele Hill. I wanted to show you guys the difference between a difference of opinion and pure evil. As you guys know, Jemele Hill is obsessed with race. She is one of the co-founders of the business of mythical racism, a business which is now bankrupt, but that does not stop Smelly Jamelle from desperately trying to revive it. Jemele Hill exploits racism for money. She fabricates stories of mythical racism in a desperate attempt to generate views for her channel that no one is watching. Last month, Jemele Hill had 477,000 views on YouTube. In the first 2 weeks of September, my second channel has almost 300,000 views. Even though it doesn't work, even though the business of mythical racism has been bankrupted, Jemele Hill continues to do it because that's all she knows. She has been banished from the mainstream media. She can no longer write books because no one is buying them. So she gets on YouTube and she presents Charlie Kirk as a racist to an audience of one. And if Jemele Hill doesn't have a mirror in front of her, no one is watching her garbage. Although I disagree with Jemele Hill, and I damn sure don't like her pretending that Charlie Kirk was a racist or some mythical white supremacist, I don't want her to be silenced. I want Jemele Hill to keep doing exactly what she is doing, because the market has decided that Jemele Hill isn't worthy of their time. With Jemele Hill, we have a difference of opinion. She believes the white man is holding her down, and Uncle KC believes in reality. Jemele Hill is misguided, but I don't think she's malicious. If she knocked on my front door, I would invite her in for a cup of coffee and allow her to entertain me with her latest creation of fake racism. Jemele Hill does this for attention, but Keith Olbermann, Kitty Poo! I don't often use this word to describe people because I feel like it's a very strong word. Keith Olbermann is pure evil. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. So I can get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. I actually had one of my channel members reach out to me earlier today and thank me for linking him up with Sugar Mountain Trading. Woke up this morning with back pain and he had to drive several hours to a friend's wedding. He applied some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, 15 minutes later, back pain magically gone. My wife also deals with nagging back pain. Tried over-the-counter stuff, tried the chiropractor, but none of that ever seemed to work. Within 5-10 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, my wife's pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. My wife keeps a bottle with her in her purse at all times. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. More importantly, all CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. One of the things that Charlie Kirk's death has done, it's opened normal people's eyes to the evil that is living amongst us. I was listening to Tim Pool and Steven Crowder earlier today. 10 years ago, Steven Crowder, he used to do these events on college campuses that were similar to what Charlie Kirk was doing. Eventually, he had to stop doing it because his life was constantly being threatened. Steven Crowder made an interesting point, and he has been repeating this point everywhere. He said the same thing when he appeared on Piers Morgan. Steven Crowder is calling for normal people to start physically defending themselves within the law. Basically, he's saying the same thing that Uncle KC has been saying. No more tolerance. For far too long, grace, compassion, it's been given to people who don't deserve it. Tim Pool was explaining how he has lost several friends in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death. People he grew up with, people he spent holidays with. He's no longer friends with them because they celebrated Charlie Kirk's demise. Ironically enough, they cut him off. Tim Pool reached out to him asking why they were celebrating the death of his friend, and these so-called friends blocked them. They refused to respond. The evil was prevalent in the country on September 9th. The evil was prevalent in the country on the morning of September 10th, hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. The only difference now, normal people have opened their eyes. Case in point, Keith Olbermann. This unhinged maniac. He has been spreading his misery for years. Hell, at this point, maybe even decades. Believe it or not, Keith Olbermann used to be normal. When he was on SportsCenter with Dan Patrick in the 90s, they were legendary. Even his early days at MSNBC, Keith Olbermann was somewhat rational. But over the last 10 or 15 years, this dude has the most severe case of stage 4 OMB. Orange Man bad! That doctors at Woke Memorial Hospital have ever seen. At this point, there is no cure for Keithy Poo. I'm surprised that he is still allowed out of his padded room. Wednesday night, when it was announced that ABC was eliminating Jim Kimmel's woke welfare, Keithy Poo had one of his classic emotional meltdowns. We have seen this before. Donald Trump will say good morning, and Keith Olbermann will need to be restrained by his cats. Ah! The Orange Man said good morning! There's never a good morning when you're waking up with a tyrannical fascist who is a threat to democracy! Wednesday night, Keithy Poo had just finished relieving himself in the litter box, and he found out that Jim Kimmel had been fired. Most rational people responded to this in one of two ways. They either celebrated the firing of Jim Kimmel, or they laughed at his career-ending demise. How did Poo respond? Check it out for yourself. Charlie Kirk hasn't even been buried yet, and Keith Olbermann is telling him to burn in hell. Now, obviously, we all know Charlie Kirk is in heaven with Jesus. He's probably up there right now laughing at Keith Olbermann. But do you know how miserable you have to be to say something like this? Keith Olbermann is full of hatred. Anytime I hear anything about Keith Olbermann, it's always the same story. He's either spreading his misery or he's spreading hatred. I almost feel bad for him, but then I remember there's no more tolerance. There is no more grace for Keith Olbermann. I would say that he needs to be ostracized from society, but he's already been ostracized. This dude is so unhinged. This dude is so radical. They won't even allow him at MSNBC. Take a look at what Keith Olbermann posted yesterday morning. Now keep in mind, there have already been 2 attempts on Donald Trump's life. One of the reasons for that is because people like Keith Olbermann keep claiming that he is a fascist or a threat to democracy. Now, Keith Olbermann is insinuating that Donald Trump is responsible for Charlie Kirk's death. Watch for yourself.
It is then also clear that there is truly only one person whose words created, amplified, mainstreamed, and manufactured this nightmarish environment that has led to Charlie Kirk's death. The leading threat in this country, in this moment, to the safety and the lives of conservatives and Republicans and MAGA commentators and politicians and civilians is not George Soros, and it's not Antifa, and it's not a Democrat, nor a liberal, nor a socialist, nor an immigrant, nor a transgendered person. The leading threat in this country, in this moment, to the safety and the lives of conservatives and Republicans and MAGA is Donald Trump.
You know what's scary about this? Unlike Jemele Hill, who struggles to eclipse 5,000 views on a video, Keith Olbermann actually has an audience. Last month, he had 1.2 million views on YouTube. He has almost 1 million followers on Twitter. Unlike Jemele Hill, Keith Olbermann actually has influence. There are lonely men, there are unhinged maniacs that actually believe what he is saying. Like I told you guys the other day, the dorks from high school, they have been emboldened. And the reason they've been emboldened is because normal people quit putting their head in the toilet. They hid behind bullying. They hid behind their victim status. They used our tolerance as weakness. There is no more tolerance. We are not the same. All my young men out there, if you want a visual of how the woke fungus seeks and destroys, look at Keith Olbermann back in the 1990s and look at him now. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.